Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the OARS D-star net. This net meets regularly on Monday night at 8 p.m. on the OARS 444.150 D-star repeater. My name is Wes, and my call sign is AE0OC. While this is not an emergency net, if anyone at any time has emergency traffic, please call break. Does anyone have emergency traffic? Please call now. Hearing none, I will move on to announcements. I will be using NetLogger for check-ins on this net, and anyone who wishes can check in early by monitoring the OARS net there. The OARS Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting is at 7 p.m., but everyone is welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation. Individuals pay for their own meal, but you do not have to eat to attend. You also don't have to be a ham to attend. Everyone is welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. The next meeting at the Happy House will be Saturday, September the 16th. And it's September because we're not having our meeting at the Happy House for the month of August. Saturday breakfast with the OARS Club for July will be 7:30 a.m. at Family Restaurant in Mount Vernon. More to follow. Saturday, July 29th, the OARS POTA group will be meeting at George Washington Carver National Monument near Diamond at 10 a.m. for a POTA activation. There will be hamburgers and hot dogs that were extras left over from field day, so please bring a side dish to add to the mix. And on August 12th, the club picnic and meeting will be at White Park. You need to please bring a side dish to go with what we're having. I think we're having, I don't know what all we're having, but bring a side dish to go along with it. And bring your own eating utensils. Bring your own serviceware. Where was I? Oh, and we're going to be eating at about 5 o'clock. August 19th, the OARS Club will hold a tailgate ham fest across from the Aurora Bowling Alley on the open parking lot. Bring your own shade. Bring a shade canopy or something to keep yourself out of the sun because it's probably going to be hot. Vendors pay $20 for a space to sell at our event. We're expecting a run time of 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. But people may go home earlier than that, so I wouldn't count on all that. And the OARS Club now has 3 regular nets. The D-star net, Monday at 8 p.m. on 444.150. The 2-meter net, Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 146.970. And the simplex net, every Thursday at 8 p.m. on 146.46. This net is now being streamed on the 59 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to see how you sound on the radio or miss part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Are there any other announcements of interest to amateur radio? Please call now. All right, not hearing anybody. Do I have any short time or mobile check-ins for the D-star net?
And 0 MLP mobile in Aurora. Marvin, checking in.
KF0HHH mobile in Aurora. Copy. KF0HHD Marjorie, Aurora.
All right, got 3 of you there. N0MLP, Marvin, how are you tonight? And what do you have for the net?
Oh, not a whole lot for the net, Wes. Good to hear you in there. Good evening to everybody. Appreciate you running the net. Glad to be able to get into the net. We happen to be over here at Aurora, so threw it on there real quick and figured we'd jump in for the count. Just kind of enjoying the evening now that it's cooled off a little bit. Pretty sultry all day, so haven't been out a whole lot. So, but other than that, that's about all I got. Just motoring down the roadway here and being careful doing so.
All right. Well, it was good hearing from you tonight, Marvin. Appreciate you checking in. And let's move on down to KF0HHH. Kathy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine. Enjoying the weather. I kind of like this type of weather right now.
Well, you like the hot weather, huh?
Well, not the hot weather. This weather right now. 85. The sun's kind of just hiding behind buildings and trees with a little cool breeze. That's my type of weather.
Yeah, I haven't been out in a couple hours, but earlier when I was out, it was still very, very hot. But, yeah, so, lots of sun and high temperatures I don't do well with. So, but, yeah, if it's cooling off some and the breeze is blowing, sun's starting to go down, probably be a lot better. But, in any case, you have more for the net?
Nope, just want to say thanks for running it. I'll let you go and send me things.
All right, Kathy, sure appreciate you checking in tonight. And we'll move on down to KF0HHD. Marjorie, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, finer than frog's fur. Had a pretty decent day today. Didn't get out in the heat too terribly much. What I was out there made me appreciate the air conditioning, though.
I understand that. Tell your mom and dad I love them. I'll talk to them soon.
Mom's doing great. Dad's doing about the same as he has been all along. Hasn't really changed too much one way or the other. But he's still doing fine. He's not doing any worse than he was, that's for sure. We're just kind of waiting to get him through all this cardiotherapy, and then we'll move from there towards figuring out what they're going to do, if they're going to do another surgery or anything like that for his pacemaker.
Okay, I'm glad to hear they're doing okay right now. I just tell them I love them.
I'll sure pass that along to them. And hopefully they'll be at one of the meetings sometime soon. We'll come out and say hi to everybody. So I'm pretty sure at least they'll come to the picnic, if nothing else. So hopefully we'll see them there. But appreciate you checking in tonight. And I guess I'll call out one more time, see if we have any more short time or mobile check-ins. All right, not hearing anybody, so we'll move on to the net loggers. KF0LZX, Greg, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Wes. Pretty much spent most of the day in Springfield working and got home this afternoon and worked for a few hours out in the garage and got cleaned up and just been sitting back in the air conditioning the last hour or so. So that pretty much wraps up my day. I did clean up the garage this weekend. I found a little mag mount with a VNC connector and another signal stick antenna like I read on my HT. And actually this afternoon I ended up hollering at you for a little bit on the repeater from the east side of Springfield, just across the highway from Menards, over there off 65 and Chestnut Expressway, so I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty surprising. Of course, the repeater was doing most of the work, but I was kind of surprised to make it that far on 4.5 or 5 watts. So talked to W0CAC a little bit on the way home this afternoon also on it. So anyway, that'll be kind of handy having something to work vehicle that's somewhat usable. But that's pretty much all I've got, Wes. So 73s and back to you. Thanks for running the net tonight. KF0LZX.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with how well your little HT and basically a HT antenna on a mag mount was able to do from that far away. So I thought it did real well. And you were coming in, well, a little rough, but I could understand pretty much everything you said. So that was not bad at all for that kind of distance. But appreciate you checking in tonight. And we'll move on down to KE6GAE. Dave, how are you tonight?
AE0OC and the rest of the net. This is KE6GAE. Oh, we're doing pretty good, Wes. Actually taking a break right now to check into the net from work. This week's starting off bad already with work. But I guess you got to do what you got to do to make a living. Other than that, I got tested my beam out at 6 foot height yesterday on 10 meters and actually talked to Chicago and Paraguay. With it only being at the level of 6 foot, I guess that beam will work pretty good once I get it up. Other than that, don't have a whole lot for the net, so we'll pass it back to net control. Thanks for running the net, Wes. KE6GAE, back to net control.
All right, Dave. Yeah, 6 feet isn't very high even for 10 meters, so I'm sure that you will do better once you get it moved up some. But that's great to hear. And I tell you what, 8 o'clock's a little bit late to be working at night if you're not on the night shift. So I don't know. Hopefully you get the things worked out where you aren't having to work quite so late. But good luck with what you are doing, and we will catch you next week, hopefully, or tomorrow night even on the regular 2-meter net. So appreciate you very much, and we'll move on down. KE0MAD. Sean, how are you doing tonight? Sean, I'm not sure if it was just on my end or if everybody else had the same issue, but I did not hear a thing you said. It was like you had your mic muted.
No?
I heard you that time, and maybe everybody heard you the first time but me. I had a little issue when I first started out the net tonight, but I was showing your busy signal and your call sign popped up, but I wasn't hearing any audio.
Well, I noticed when I unkeyed it said KF0HHH on there, so I don't know if I'm making it in. I wonder if we just had a key bump or something.
Well, I heard you that time, but Dave was saying also that he did not hear you the first round either.
Alright, we'll give it another try. Nothing going on, just Greg and I are working on a deal for a portable mast setup for our club events. That's going to be easy to use and deploy, and also demonstrate the effectiveness and the how fast we can deploy an emergency antenna setup. So I think it'll be better than the tower trailer anyway. The tower trailer was big and bulky, and this thing that we're putting together is going to show just how effective an emergency setup can work. So that's what we're working on, or attempting to work on anyway. I'm going to try and have it done by the POTA deal. We may just set it up there. Anyway, nothing else going on here. Hope Dave has a better week, and hope everybody else has a good week. It's KE0M80.
All right, Sean, that sounds like a neat project. Looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. The only nice thing about the trailer was it definitely did draw some attention, and people wondering what on earth is that. But it wasn't real practical, I will admit that. So appreciate you checking in tonight, and I guess I will say 73, and we're at the bottom of the list. Do I have any further check-ins for the OARS D-star net? Any further check-ins for the OARS D-star net? Well, hopefully Bob's not trying to check in and unable to again, but I'm not hearing him if he is. So I guess we're going to go ahead and shut the net down. Had a total of 7 check-ins, including myself. And appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know why we've been having so many issues with being able to check in on this. So we need to try to figure it out. But I certainly don't have any answers. It's way above my pay grade. So, but anyway, appreciate everybody checking in tonight, and I'm going to return the D-star machine to regular traffic. It's AE0OC 73.
Thank you.